Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to another dating channel story. So learning lessons from previous relationships is something that you really have to be mindful of to not repeat the same thing over and over. I've seen a lot of situations where men tend to repeat their dating habits, and it's the definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over, hoping that you would have a different result. So learning from your dating past is insanely important. Can it get in the way sometimes of just experiencing somebody and meeting people? Yeah, I think at the end of the day, if you ignore a lot of your past experiences, then yeah, you can meet more people and generally just be around more people, but are they quality people? So what I've done in the last, 7 or 8 months, I've really concentrated on the quality of people that I want around in my life. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because in my previous relationships, there has been lessons to be taught. And I'll give you the most recent example. If a woman generally starts to distance themselves from you and hang out more with their friends, they want to be single. And you have to be like, okay, well, am I doing something wrong? No. Am I giving off the wrong signs? Am I not being supportive? Am I not being the provider, protector situation? No. I think a lot of the times women just like socializing and men don't. Men generally, when they hang out with their boys, they just work on a car, they work on something, and that's where they hang out, whether they're building a garage with their friends, building a car, or go to the bar to watch a game. They don't necessarily like to just socialize for the sake of socializing. Usually highly productive men are somewhere working on something and making either money or concentrating on their craft or whatever. But women generally like to just socialize for the sake of socializing. So I remember a pivoting point in my last relationship that made me realize that this is probably not for the long haul. The person I was with was working in a law firm, and they met somebody who was in the middle of a breakup. You know how it is, misery loves company. So they're going through a breakup. My girlfriend at the time was trying to help them go through the breakup, but the woman was just, banging the ex and hanging out and just kind of like going through that process of splitting up. Once the breakup was finalized, now this person needed someone to hang out with. And it happened to be the girl that I was dating. And the girl that I was dating liked her. She thought she was a cute little girl that they got along with and they can do things together. And I'm like, okay, well, you're in a relationship. So I've always wondered why all of a sudden women wonder why we question what they're doing when from one day to the next things change drastically. But the pivoting point of the relationship, in my opinion, was not all the stuff that happened while she lived here. I used to call her complex girl. There were a lot of things, issues with her ex, issues with their parents, issues with her, issues with their dog, issues with everything. But I overlooked that because, not everything is perfect. So you're like, okay, well, if you can get through this stage, generally we have a good time together. But this part made me really question the motivations and am I even in this relationship like for the long haul because of their answer. So this single coworker that she had a lot of, let's just say, questionable advice. Things that she would say to do versus what she did were not, like imagine you have a friend and you're like, you shouldn't do this, but then they go and do it. A lot of that stuff was happening according to my girlfriend at the time. I can only go by what she tells me. So I meet this person one time at a container store. And I say, hello, how you doing? And we meet and exchange pleasantries and bada bing, bada boom. Now remember guys, nothing keeps single women more single than single friends. If you have a single friend and they want to hang out with you more, they'll try to, if you're a woman, say you're a woman in a relationship and you have a single friend, that single friend is miserable. They're just alone. And they hate the fact that you're happy in a relationship. So they're going to try, or at least attempt, to put seeds of doubt in the relationship in order for them to have the friend 100%. I've seen this happen many times. So when I saw this happen, I go, here we go. So after that happened, whatever, come home, a couple days passed, and I asked the question, so what'd your friend think? Because I met your friend and your coworker, like, what'd she think? She said, now, this is a very telling next couple of sentences, because I'll give you an example. If my girlfriend met one of my friends, and my friend later on says, bro, I don't like her. She's kind of ugly, and she's kind of dumpy, and she's kind of weird looking, and like, I'll take that as like, I'll internalize it and cool. And if she was to ask me, hey, what'd your friend think of me? He said, you were a nice girl. I'm not looking to hurt anyone's feelings. He said, you were a nice girl. That's it. Bada bing, bada boom, done. But when I asked the question of her coworker's, I guess, impression, she said that I could do better. And I went, interesting. What did you say? And I think that caught her by surprise. She was like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, what did you say? If your dumpy little friend is telling you, who is in a happy relationship, you can do better than that guy, what did you say? Did you defend me? Did you say, hey, what the fuck? Like, he's great, like, what'd you say? And she's like, well, I didn't say anything. Right then and there, I knew that the relationship was kind of doomed. Having someone's back costs nothing. Like, costs nothing. I've been in situations where people don't like the people I'm dating with. 2 girlfriends ago, everyone said she was homely looking. Everyone said she was ugly, but I loved her. And I was like, yeah, but she treats me good, and I generally have a great time with her. So I don't care that you think she's ugly. I like her. So when something like that happened on the other end, like, reverse the roles, and nobody defended me, I said to myself, I know what's happening. The single friend wants her single so that she could do girl stuff with her, because she's recently out of a relationship and wants to keep her for herself and not have me as the main time taker. Because if she's spending her free time with me, she can't spend her free time with her. And subsequently, I was right about that, because I think the seeds of doubt get planted, and then the more they hung out at work, 8 hours a day, had lunches together, had breakfast together, after work together, meaning they're hanging out a little too much. Like, I love my friends, but I see them once a month or maybe once every 2 weeks. Hey, what's up? Catch up for about an hour, and that's it. But every single day when you hang out with someone that literally told you, I think you could do better than that guy that you're with, I would have hoped that they would have defended me and it would have said, hey, fuck you, I like him, or whatever, some kind of defense. And I would have felt at least happy that someone had my back in that relationship. So understand that, guys. Single women, nothing keeps single women more single than single friends. So, and it's because women just like to do things together. Go out drinking in the middle of the, in the afternoon on a Sunday, have bottomless mimosas on a Sunday morning, have brunch just to say they had brunch. It's a very odd behavior that happens. Men don't do that. Men go, I like her, she seems nice. Are you happy? And if they're like, yeah, I'm happy, they generally just kind of like let it be. If I saw an issue, unless I saw my friend's girlfriend cheating on him, I'm not really going to give them my personal opinion on the situation. If they're happy, they're glowing and they're just smiling all the time, I'm like, why am I going to be a stick in the mud and tell them, hey, I think she looks ugly, you could do better? I've never have said that in my life to a man that I had a friend that had a relationship with a woman that I would look, I'm like, oh, you could do way better. I would say, are you happy? Does she fulfill all your needs? Does she get you? Does she support what you do? And they say, yeah, I'm happy. Wipe your hands of the situation and you're good. So the moment this person did not defend me, I said to myself, it's just a matter of time. And of course, with time, they brought up some old stuff that had nothing to do with anything as the excuse as to why it wasn't going to work. And I said, okay, if you want to hang out with your friends and you want to do the single girl thing, have fun. I'm not really going to be here to be second fiddle, especially to someone that you didn't defend me against. It was an interesting situation that I think you guys should really pay attention to. If your girlfriend has a lot of single friends, get ready, guys. They're just going to start planting seeds of doubt in the relationship and eventually make it so that she's single so they can all go double fist cocks at Duffy's and have a good time. So be on the lookout for more videos on the dating channel, as 2024 looks to be a pretty busy year in terms of the dating channel. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys later.